Hey guys, this is Steven and how are you guys? Hope you guys are enjoying my reviews that I have done on the Avengers and X-Men Axis 2 before this one, and now presenting Death of Wolverine Part 4. Hope you guys will enjoy. Let me take a look at it all over. This is a pretty much a fun for me, but let's go towards deep into it. IGN says you're gonna carry that weight, but in my way I'm gonna say that whatever expected from this Death of Wolverine 4, I was gonna expecting a little more of exciting, but till now it's fine, but not up to the mark. It's kind of a spoiler while starting out this comics, but you will enjoy this one. That's good that I'm gonna say the review of IGN.com. It took an extra few weeks of waiting, but the finale to Charles Soule and Stephen Mcniven's Death of Wolverine saga is here. As for whether this final issue is worth the wait, the jury and everything. So many of the trends that have defined the series are still readily apparent, but there's also a sense of anticlimax about this issue. The minimalist approach that has allowed Death of Wolverine to stand out creates its own set of problems in the end. One problem with Soule's approach to the series is the fact that it all comes down to a confrontation between Logan and Dr. Cornelius in Remote Weapon X facility. It's fitting that Logan is positioned to fight his final battle in the same surroundings where he was born as Logan. Yeah, I remember the movie also, X-Men Origins the Wolverine. At that time Cornelius made him like this, but before that it was a kind of he is living towards the history. He's living through the history. Wolverine, sorry my words, not two words, that is through the history. So according to that, he is born already, but the adamantium and becoming more ferocious mutant is given by Dr. Cornelius. So Cornelius is not exactly high on the list of iconic threats. In the original Weapon X storyline, Cornelius was basically second fiddle to the project's true mastermind, Professor Thornton. He was the washed-up scientist given a second chance at impacting the world with his research. It seems strange for Logan's final battle to begin such a footnote of a character rather than Sabretooth or Mystique or someone of that caliber, but it's still fine. It's while having a lot of action in this one. It's a pretty much of good. And here is a conversation of Cornelius and Wolverine that is pretty much good, but I was expecting more kind of combat or adrenaline rush kind of action. This comic became like just a narration and one fight and its end. But let's look at it, what happens next. But again, Cornelius' role forces Logan to confront that last and arguably most formative piece of his past. So in that sense, he's a suitable villain. There are several key moments Soule's script hits upon here. We see Logan's fear at confronting a seemingly unstoppable opponent. We see him confront the legacy of the Weapon X program and play his role in making up their script. There's brief but key moment as Logan reflects back on a long life and whether it all meant something in the end. But the cover page is good. According to me, it's pretty much of not a bad kind of thing. So the IGN gave it almost overall good, not the excellent. It's kind of a rating of 7.1 given by the IGN. But I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna tell you at the last what my rating will be on this comics. And IGN is saying this is the first issue where I was torn about whether Soule's dialogue focused approach was the best direction for the book. As much as I was glad to see a lack of narration in previous issues, it might have been useful to get into Logan's head a little more here beyond the utilitarian sense captions, and certainly the sense captions work well here, but there's only so much dialogue and visuals can do to convey the emotions of fear, regret and longing swirling around our hero's mind in his final moments. The use of narration might have become all the more poignant now because Soule resisted it for so long. Granted, Mcniven's art really shines throughout the issue. He draws one more brutal battle between Logan and a Weapon X subject before shifting to a more introspective approach in the final pages. There's a great montage of images towards the end as Mcniven takes one last opportunity to explore the character's history and loved ones. The only pages in this issue that doesn't work as intended is an early splash image as Logan first enters the facility. The shift in coloring style isn't quite enough to make it obvious at first glance that Mcniven is inserting a flashback scene into the story. This issue suffers from one other fundamental problem apart from Soule's reluctance to dig too far into Logan's head. The build-up to the hero's death isn't handled as elegantly as it could have been. That's really where the sense of anticlimax stems from. Logan makes the jump from bloody but functional to mortally wounded very rapidly in the final pages. It's almost as if Soule has to search for a last-minute reason to escalate injury into death. Emotionally, the final pages hit the right notes, but the build-up could have been handled better. So, according to my decision, it's a pretty much long. It's not a pretty much long. Here's the scene. Here's the image. I like it the most. Snacked kind of thing. It's suddenly kind of adrenaline rush, and Wolverine take out his blades. I don't know why he was using kind of a thing of steel rods kind of thing before that only. Here's the adamantium. This image I didn't like it because this design is, see on the left side, this design looks like Iron Man, the invincible Iron Man, but after that the whole reddish kind of environment, it's pretty good, it's nice, it's kind of a, they should use one kind of a half black and one kind of a big red kind of thing before that, so it'll be fun according to that. Here's Dr. Conlesson came out from the facility to escape and Wolverine followed him. This is covered up with adamantium. So here the pilots really become freaky and he freaked out and escapes towards the helicopter, and leaving the Dr. Conlesson behind. Dr. Conlesson here, he was shouting towards Wolverine like this kind of thing. So this is the kind of flashback or what have been Wolverine towards that, and here's the ending. That's Wolverine killed him. After that, here's the kind of a thing that is looks like pretty much Silver Surfer, but this landscape I really like it. This is awesome. It's kind of a Rango or Puss in Boots kind of thing, but it's end of the story. It's a great thing having a image kind of this time in the end. That's pretty much cool, and we have enjoyed not much, but it's a cool idea. So thanks for watching, and hit like if you like it, and subscribe for more amazing videos. Bye guys.